Good evening and you're welcome. Hey, Paul, as usual, I'm
Good
trying to
evening.
share my screen. The screen is all dark, right?
Yes, I think it's just starting to share screen. Still loading.
How are you and how did your day go?
I want to use learning and kill myself.
Yes, I like that.
I still have another Microsoft class this night again.
Beautiful. Oh, let me know about it. Please send me the link too.
Okay, I'll find it. If I see that, I'll let you know.
So, good evening, all, and you're welcome to Dear Analyst. My name is Fadi Ayodeji Adedayo, and this is the 60th episode of Dear Analyst. As in, a whole lot of my friends are just saying congratulations, good stuff. I'm like, episode 60 is not beans. It's not really, really beans, I must say. So, I think late last year, I did an analysis for someone who was starting a podcast versus webinar and the like. She wanted to know what and what to look into when starting a podcast and the likes, the frequency, a whole lot of different insights she wanted to know. Yes, thank you so much. Oh, Daniel, you're most welcome. And so when I looked into it, I saw that for persons who passed episode 70, they hardly stop. They hardly stop, they kept on building and the likes. And he also showed that on the average, it takes 2 years to pass episode 70. Ah, so all those insights, I spoke to her, this is what you should look into, this is what you should do, this is what you should do, and this. She was like, oh, I did the visualizations, share with her. She was really, really happy. So I had to now sit myself down when I was going to kick off this. I'm like, hey, this has to become an habit. Like it has to become an habit back to back to back. And from being an habit, here we are today on episode 60. We have just got 10 more episodes just to cross the line. And then we know, oh, yes, this has then become an habit and it is for real to stay. Because a whole lot of persons who did below 30, 40, 50, 50, 60s did not continue. But those who crossed 70 and above were just continuing, grew out. So their podcast or their webinar started breaking out into different things. And they'll have this on a particular day, this conversation on a particular day. That was actually what inspired us to break down for us. That's what inspired us to start with transition, from transition series to expectation series, from expectation series to data governance, from data governance to NDAs, from NDAs to live labs. So it was not in live labs, and now split into doing different tools and the likes you get. So that really, really showed. It was just insight into data that just helped show much more better ways to actually run these things. And I must say, it has really, really, really been a very, very challenging thing for me. But I really, really thank God and thank everybody who has always been joining here. And so today is just a review sessions. We throw the table open or we throw the doors open and say, hey, what do you think we should add to our show? What should we do? What should we do and the like? So we are thinking of bringing back where we have guests where they'll just tell their stories like they did in episode one. Okay, so we have episode 1 to 13 on Anchor FM. Episode 2 to 13. I purposely did not publish episode 1. Episode 1 was just me myself, was my first episode was was yes, it was really, really good. And yes, episode 1 we had like massive numbers. So episode 1 was March 25 during when the lockdown just started in Lagos State. So episode 1, I think we had close to 40 something. Episode 2 we had 40 something to 50. I think episode 7, 8, and 9 was the highest. So we're having like 60 persons on Zoom. And I'm like, wow, 60. And from nowhere, once we just entered the expectation series, the numbers just started dropping to 22, to 11, and the likes. And yet we kept moving on. But the replays and the reviews, the the feedback, the emails, the DMs has just told me that yes, as much as we could just be 7 or 6 on the stream, there are people who always go back to watch on YouTube. There's a particular YouTube episode that one has 46 views, like 46 views, and I'm like, wow, so people are really going back to go watch like that. So it's really, really been an amazing time. So we just want to do comment, questions, what you think we should add, what and what should we actually figure out, most especially for next year, 2021. So leaving the comment section open. If you want to unmute yourself, go ahead and unmute yourself, and then let's talk. If you want to say something?
No.
Okay, so if you let me also say a very big thank you to you for actually also working on the, although we've not published it, but I should ask Shokwe to take a look at it. I will just publish it. It's only one we've published out of the stuff you've done, so I think we should actually really look at it. So thank you so much for transcribing the first, I think you've done 7 or 8 episodes on the last time I checked. Thanks so much for doing that. God really bless you. I appreciate you. I always just forget always to appreciate you. So Paul, what should we add? Daniel, what should we add? What should we do? What should we take away? Because I'll tell you sometimes, even when I'm preparing for the other list, I'm like, okay, what again should we add? What again should we do? What should we do differently? That is being the biggest question. What should we do differently moving forward? Paul, you want to say something? Daniel, go ahead if you want to say something.
Well, good evening, everyone. So for me, I think I like the fact that I'm learning. Yes, I have not gone so deep into the analytics like you gurus have gone. But I like the fact that they introduced Excel stuff. Some people had to come share advanced Excel formulas and how to go deep in database analysis and all that on Excel. So that's a good one. So all those things, all the components of analysis generally or analytics. So we have the Excel part. So what other ones, especially for people who are coming up? So maybe if I don't really know much of that. I just enjoy wanting to learn and to watch things and see how things are going and all that. So if there are ways that if there are other things that could also be brought into, I know you're asking me, so I don't know what to suggest. That's why. I'd like to learn more.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Yeah, so we started with the Python series. From Python series, went to Excel series, and we're going to Power BI series. Then after Power BI series, we'll do SQL series. After SQL, we're just doing series and series and series. But for me, I wish try as much as possible because I'll tell you, it has been feedback that's guided us here. It has been feedback. I'll tell you, feedback. On particular instances, somebody just joins the calls and say, "Oh, I'm based in the UK. I'm a master's student. I follow your this, I follow your that." I'm like, "Wow, feedback." That's why I always try as much as possible to always listen and go out, putting out my ears out to and feedbacks. So thank you, Paul. You want to say something again?
Yeah, just some ideas just popped into my mind.
Yep.
So what you've been doing here for a while is very important. Like it's something I appreciate very well. In the sense that it's not just the technical like side alone, like the tools and everything. Like understanding the concepts. Because that's what I've always looked out for. Once you understand the concept, the tools will be something very, in fact, you can work across like with multiple tools, applying the concept, and it will be much more easier. So if there's anything I've taken out of here, like it's concepts. Secondly, I think I would want to suggest that we have like a website might be too demanding, maybe like a Google Sheet or like a page where people actually see what we've done, like that lists all the episodes.
Okay.
Like people actually see like a track, like where we are coming from and where we are exactly.
Okay.
So it can all like a timeline, a map. So
Oh,
people that
nice.
just join that need a particular video, or people that just instead of like going through the whole YouTube videos, they should, when they glance at the page, they can just say, okay, this particular thing, I think this would be of interest, and a link to the YouTube where they can. So I think we need to spend more time also promoting this because it's very important. I know a lot of people that want to actually learn, and I think I'm not like the best thing I can do is to just refer them. Okay, join the Telegram group and just stay faithful to the classes. It's so important. Thank you so much. Like you really don't.
Okay.
You,
Thank you so much for that. I Yes, I think we could really, really go and work on that like almost immediately. Something that just
mm,
shows everything we've done. Maybe a Disha page or something where people could just click link
yes.
to this
Mm,
and that. Yeah. I think I'm really, really I think I really like that. But Aziz just left the call some minutes ago. So I just transferred that straight away to him. Then okay, yes. Then we're having a meetup for analysts for everybody in the group, majorly Lagos and Abuja. So for Lagos, we can only do for 30 persons, somewhere in Yaba, Lagomeji. And we not, I would talk to the admins again because we also have got admins that runs most of these things. I just come and show my face here. I just come and show my face here. Okay, so for the admins, the Ima is actually in charge of the event. So we actually wanted to have it a while ago, but it fell during the protest, so we had to postpone it. And the curfew, then we still had to move it forward again. So we would decide on a date and just announce. So we actually get to come together and meet each other. And I would also want to say here that refreshment has been paid for, everything has been paid for. People on the group just reached out. Oh, did you know this? Can we support with this? Can we support with this? Like three persons on the group.
a
Just
billionaires club.
what do you say?
A billionaires club.
Three persons on the group just supported. The only thing I just needed to do was just to speak to a friend of mine for his venue. I was like, oh, why not? Yes, use his venue. Then other person supported for refreshments, and we are good to go on that. So we will just announce the date for that. I will keep that up. So want to make that one often, maybe at least once a quarter. Let people come together, meet, talk, put a face to the name. Because a whole lot of times you know this person's name, you know this. Let's put a face to the name and let's take pictures, take selfies, and then see how we can collaborate in different works. So that is that. Any other thing you want us to discuss, talk about, improve on, if you're lower? Okay, so this was just a review session. It was a review session. I was actually supposed to come with flyers of all the past series, different collage, the stickers and the likes, but apparently my graphic designer had other plans for me. Although we will still do it um, on the next episode, which is going to be next week. I'm going to have it on the next episode. I'll show just the different collage of different persons that's been on the show. And then we just also say a very big thank you to everybody who has always come to contribute one thing or the other. Then we'll also be taking a break come December 10th. Come December 10th, to be putting a pause to the analyst just to take a break for Christmas and New Year because it's not just only me, there are persons who are actually right behind it. Today, I'm very sure today there was no email newsletter, nothing went out today. But I just forgive this, say not to worry. We have at least we've worked so hard. I'll tell you for the email newsletter, we have sent out over 106 newsletters this year. 106 newsletters this year. At a particular time, we're always sending newsletters Tuesdays and Thursdays, but now just Thursdays alone. Just Thursdays alone. So that is that on just a bit of recap on what has happened so far. I want to say a very big thank you. Today, I did not plan to actually come and take a class of the others. I just wanted to have conversations, engage. Let's talk about this and the likes. So that is the analysis for today. Just a quick cap review on what we've done so far. Thanks for the insights, Paul. Thanks for the insights, Daniel. If you're thanks for all the writings you've done. I really appreciate it. Aziz, thanks for the designs and the emails and likes. The analysis would probably be impossible without the likes of Aziz and Tony, who's been actually be behind the show doing a whole lot of runs. So thank you very much and good night. It's been nice having you all here.
Yeah.
Good
Have a
night.
good night. Good night,
Next week
everyone.
we'll kick off Power BI classes. We'll kick off Power BI classes. Next week we'll kick off Power BI classes. So good night all.
And good night.
Bye.